Welcome to the 2026 MLB season, a year that will go down in history as the easiest way to watch your teams play baseball on TV, and at the same time, the most complicated way to ever watch your teams play baseball on TV. We are officially in the post-cable era, and for the first time in history, the local blackout is on life support. Today, let's break down the broadcast home for all 30 teams' regular season games, national exclusives, and the postseason, so you can stop searching for games and start watching them. Every team has an app, every app has a device, and every device has a variety of ways to watch. Now the big question, where do you find your games? So let's start with the national stage. If your team is playing a marquee game in 2026, you're going to be looking to one of 5 places. The newest member of the MLB family, Netflix. They have acquired exclusive rights to opening night, which is going to be between the Yankees and Giants on March 25th, and that is the only game scheduled for that day. The rest of the league's opening day will be the next day, March 26th. They've also acquired the rights to the Home Run Derby, as well as the Field of Dreams game, which will be returning to MLB in August. NBC and Peacock. After 35 years, Sunday Night Baseball has officially left ESPN and found a new home. But don't feel too bad for ESPN. We'll be talking about them shortly. For the first time since the year 2000, primetime baseball makes its return to NBC with 27 primetime MLB games across NBC, Peacock, and the NBC Sports Network. Beginning on March 26th, officially opening day for the league, at 1 p.m. Eastern, the Pirates will take on the Mets at Citi Field. Then, in the only primetime game scheduled for opening day, the Arizona Diamondbacks will take on the Los Angeles Dodgers at 8:30 p.m. Eastern at Dodger Stadium. An NBC streaming service, Peacock, is the home of MLB's Sunday Leadoff, which were featured on the Roku channel last season, as well as having one primetime matchup featured every week. And this is the biggest news coming out of the NBC MLB deal. On Sunday, July 5th, all 15 MLB games will be presented nationally across Peacock and NBC as part of a special all-day Star Spangled Showcase. And truthfully, this July 5th day was what inspired me to make this video in the first place. Did you know that all 15 games would be on NBC that day? Comment below if this was the first time you've become aware of this fact. And to top it all off, NBC and Peacock are now the new home of the MLB Amateur Draft, as well as the Futures Game, which is held this Sunday prior to the All-Star Game. Apple TV Plus returns as the home for Friday night baseball doubleheaders, so no change there from its previous few seasons. Now remember, these games are exclusive to Apple TV Plus, so that would require a subscription and a device capable of accessing the Apple TV Plus app. TBS HBO Max. Your Tuesday night destination for national games throughout the season is now TBS. The first half schedule has been announced, but the second half schedule will be announced sometime later in the season. Most likely once they can cherry pick the better matchups based off of how the teams have been performing throughout the year. Now, HBO Max should carry these games alongside TBS based off of previous playoff offerings, but no word yet on if that's going to be the case. Also, no word yet on if the expected acquisition by Paramount will have any effect on this process, on this deal, or if they're going to incorporate Paramount Plus into the mix for MLB. Fox and the Fox One app. Fox remains the king of Saturdays, as well as having the National League Championship Series and the World Series. They've also acquired the rights to become the exclusive home for the 2026 World Baseball Classic. How to watch the 2026 MLB postseason. The 2026 postseason is going to be split 3 separate ways. So starting with the wild card round, both AL and NL rounds of the wild card are exclusive to NBC, Peacock, and the NBC Sports Network. The Division Series and the Championship Series are split between TBS and Fox. TBS has the ALDS and the ALCS, which should be broadcast on TBS as well as HBO Max. When it comes to the National League, Fox, FS1 or the Fox One app is going to be your exclusive home for the National League Division Series, the Championship Series, and they retain the rights to the Fall Classic, as the World Series will once again be exclusive to Fox. So to recap the national scene, Netflix has opening night, the Home Run Derby, and the Field of Dreams game. NBC Peacock has Sundays, TBS has Tuesdays, Apple TV has Fridays, and Fox has Saturdays, as well as the All-Star Game, the World Baseball Classic, and the World Series, with the rest of the postseason schedule being split between NBC, TBS, and Fox. Now, these games that are featured on a national level are subject to an exclusive viewing rights agreement with MLB and are not shown locally because a local broadcast is not being produced. Now, I did mention ESPN earlier, losing out on Sunday Night Baseball as well as a home run derby. Well, they didn't exactly disappear. In November of 2025, ESPN reworked its media rights deal with MLB to not only show weeknight games throughout the season, but beginning in 2026, ESPN is now the exclusive distributor for MLB.tv, which makes signing up for MLB.tv easy and yet complicated. You can still watch through the MLB app as you always have, but now the store to make your purchase is through ESPN for buying a season pass. Now, once you have your MLB.tv account set up, you can watch on your phone, tablet, computer, gaming device, or Apple TV or Roku. You're going to get both your home and away TV and radio broadcasts, and it's also a DVR. And if you are in that dreaded blackout situation, you can still watch your local team's games 90 minutes after the final out is recorded. And honestly, that 90-minute situation is actually a perfect workaround for people who have graveyard shifts or for somebody who has some situation that prevents you from watching MLB games live. Even if you don't have a paid account or you just have a package exclusively for one team, MLB.tv has a free game of the day. So there's always at least one game on for you, but those blackout restrictions would still apply. Well, that covers the fans who don't live near their favorite team, but what about the ones who do? What about the in-market fans? Well, to understand what in-market and out-of-market means, we must talk about the one thing, the elephant in the room, that might prevent you from watching your favorite local team. The dreaded regional local blackout. To quickly explain what that is, fans in local markets are in a tough spot because unless you pay for the direct provider of which the game is being carried, you are going to be met with this. Here's where things get interesting. Say you're a cord cutter, or you just can't afford a $200 plus a month package that includes your regional sports networks. What do? Well, you may consider subscribing to MLB.tv. It's the best option. They literally have every game available. But not really, because they only have every out-of-market game available. So here's the relic of the past showing its face once again. Out-of-market can be viewed by anybody outside of a team's local home market. In-market means that you live near your team and you are required to have a subscription to the network that is producing and broadcasting that game. And when it comes to what qualifies as a local market, that is where things can get very interesting. Let's take a look at this blackout map of the U.S. All these colors represent individual teams. And let's focus in on Las Vegas. All those stripes must mean that it has access to all 30 teams since it doesn't currently have a major league team in its market, right?
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
Instead, Las Vegas is considered the home market for 6 MLB teams. Those teams being the Angels, Diamondbacks, Dodgers, A's, Padres, and Giants. Now, when the A's officially move to Las Vegas, it could change to become an only A's market, and this blackout stronghold could finally be broken. But Vegas isn't alone in this mess. Look at Iowa. But there is good news. Local blackouts ran a tear could be on its deathbed. You can now buy a direct-to-consumer subscription to watch your local team right in the MLB app with no cable or satellite subscription required. 18 teams, including the Padres, Mariners, Twins, and Diamondbacks, had their broadcast taken over to be produced directly by MLB. Other teams, most recently the Braves, have launched their own networks, like Braves Vision, which will feature both traditional cable and streaming options. Other teams have very lucrative RSN or regional sports network deals that will make the blackout officially dying in the coming years challenging, but not impossible. Several of these teams, like the Dodgers and Mets, offer a bundled or standalone offer to add their RSNs to your MLB.tv app, bringing the total number of teams offering local broadcasts through MLB.tv up to 21. And if you live in the market of those 21 clubs, you finally have a legal one-click way to stream every local game not subject to national blackouts. And what about the other 9 teams? Well, they're still tethered to the traditional RSN model, such as NESN for the Red Sox and the Yes Network for the Yankees. But even they are adding streaming options directly through an owned and operated app. You just have to subscribe to their channel to gain access. Now on your screen is showing the teams that are available through MLB.tv. With the addition of Braves Vision being offered as Braves.tv, that brings the total number of teams having their local broadcasts offered through MLB.tv up to 22. The teams listed in white have their broadcasts produced directly by MLB. You can check with your local cable or satellite provider to see if your team is featured as part of their cable or satellite package. And the teams in yellow have a regional sports network that produces their games, but they offer a streaming add-on through MLB.tv. So you have the option to subscribe to the channel directly through your cable provider, or you can get it through MLB.tv. Now, what about the remaining teams that are not listed here? How do you access their broadcasts? Well, you can find these through your local cable provider or through apps on their website. The White Sox games can be found on Chicago Sports Network. The Cubs are found through Marquee Sports Network. The Blue Jays are found through Sportsnet in Toronto or the Sportsnet Plus app. The Red Sox can be found through the New England Sports Network or the NESN 360 app. The Pirates are found locally through Sportsnet Pittsburgh or the SNP 360 app. The Yankees are found through Yes Network or the Gotham Sports app. The 2 Texas teams, the Rangers can be found on the Rangers Sports Network, and the Astros can be found on Space City Home Network. And Texas, along with a couple other teams, do offer their games not just through their cable provider, but over the air. Check with your local providers to find out which channels your games may be broadcast on. And there we have it. Mystery solved. 30 teams, 1 new broadcast landscape. If you found your team today, hit that like button and let us know in the comments what method you'll be using to watch your favorite team this season. So now that you know where to find your team on TV, you may want to know how to watch those games on TV, including how to navigate the score bug and understanding all of those on-screen graphics. Subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of when that and other baseball-related videos are live to get you ready for this season and beyond.